Not exactly that, but a lot of people are calling the note creepy. Some people say it's a cute gesture. Police say it's not criminal, though, and so they can't really do anything about it. But it's happening in parking lots like this one. Women come out to their car, and there's a note left. It happened here at this Planet Fitness. And the woman here is not the only one. So far, half a dozen women have come forward on Facebook with screenshots of the handwritten notes. And the stories are really similar when they find the notes on their cars. The messages, all signed Alex, seem to be the same, too. The author seems to watch the women from across the parking lot, admires and mentions their beauty, and then wonders if they're single and they can chat. Women and men we talked to about what's happening seem to think the love notes are just a little too much.
Oh no, oh no,
No?
that would freak me out. And one of the things about that is that means either he's watching you, he's sitting there waiting for you to respond and seeing how your reaction is. So that is very creepy. Whoever left that had an intention, whether it be good or bad, it was an intention.
Well, Alex left a phone number on many of those notes. When we tried it, no luck. It was once a working number. It now seems to have been disconnected. And police say the same thing happened with them. They were not able to call and track him down, but they are speaking out to women in light of what's happening, saying, if you happen to get in a situation like this, don't respond to an unsolicited, comment like that. Trust your gut, pay attention to your surroundings, and if you see something, of course, say something.
So when you're looking around there, do you see security cameras in that mall?
No.
Yeah.
No. But it's happened at so many different ones.
Yeah.
And so the woman here apparently told Delaware Online, hey, listen, I got this note on my car. Can you check this phone number in the system? Well, he wasn't a member here at the Planet Fitness. That's according to Delaware Online. So it's hard to track down who this person is and if the number is even real.
Yeah, I was just thinking maybe.
Let's get to Lauren Johnson with what we need to know in Newark, Delaware. Good morning, Lauren.
Well, Thomas, what we don't know is who this person is. What we do know is what he wants by what he's leaving on cars here in shopping plazas all over Newcastle County. He only goes by Alex, and at this point, that phone number he's leaving not working anymore. The handwritten note on index cards or a ripped out sheet of notebook paper seems to be consistent no matter who the recipient is. He says hi, tells them he noticed them while parking, calls them cute, wonders if they're single and can chat, and then leaves his name and sometimes his number. So far, half a dozen women have walked up to their cars to the love notes. Initially, it was laughable for some women until more women came forward on Facebook. What was once considered an innocent gesture is now being called a creepy advance.
I don't know why somebody would do some such thing like that, but it's very ridiculous. It's scary as a female because you don't know if you're being harassed, anything. Because it could lead to assault, sexual, you know what I mean? It could lead to anything. I think it's ridiculous.
Police are aware. They say at this time there's no criminal activity that's happened. They called the number on the note, and we did too. It's now disconnected, out of service. So tracking down Alex might get tougher for anyone to do. But police say, women, do be aware of your surroundings. Don't really respond to these kind of unsolicited advances. And of course, if you are alone, be very cautious and careful. If you see something, you should say something to someone or, of course, authorities. Thomas.
Absolutely. Wondering who's watching. Lauren, thank you.
Yeah, Karen, that second grade teacher also suffering from influenza B, and we understand that teacher is taking Tamiflu, will be out of class here for at least the next week. This as classmates mourn the loss of their buddy, Matthew Zorek. The school district announced the death in a note yesterday. It reads in part, "It is with deep sadness that I share the loss of one of our students, Matthew Zorek." It continues saying Matthew was known to have a happy smile and kind heart in class. He loved being with his friends and was always willing to offer assistance to his teachers and peers. In a medical update released last night, Tina Kane, the superintendent of schools, says in all likelihood, all second graders in this specific class at Worrell Elementary have been exposed. And she warns that since the flu is airborne, the entire district should now be on high alert. Here's Dr. Mike.
Young people and elderly people are the most vulnerable to the flu. In fact, 92 deaths have occurred this year alone from flu-related complications. You get the flu, it really affects your immune system, and then usually a bacterial pneumonia can occur, and that can get very serious and lead to death.
The superintendent here says if any students present symptoms during school, they will be sent home immediately. It goes on to ask parents to keep their children at home if their kids appear to be sick. Now, we do understand grief counselors are expected to be at school this morning when children arrive to help these youngsters make sense of losing their friend. Karen and Thomas. That's right. His second grade teacher also has the flu, being treated with Tamiflu, and is not returning to school or class here, at least for this week. But when we hear about this 7-year-old, we hear he brought happiness and joy to everyone who was in his life, including his teachers and peers here at his elementary school. Lived a full life in 7 short years: basketball, baseball, football, and soccer. We have learned Matthew Zorex, his second grade teacher, is now out of class as a result of all that's going on here. This, as the superintendent of schools, Tina Kane, says all of the students in that class have now been exposed, and says the entire district should be on high alert. She goes on to say any students who are sick at school will be sent home immediately, and she's asking parents who have sick kids to keep them home until the sickness has passed. Here's Dr. Mike.
This year has been a very unique year. In fact, early on, we had influenza B as a predominant virus, and that really affected pediatric or young people. And now we're having a resurgence of influenza A. So it is possible to get the flu twice this year.
And in this case, we heard from the superintendent of schools that teacher did have influenza B. Dr. Mike says the latest numbers reveal 92 kids have died from complications of the flu just this year. Matthew's mom called her son the kindest child and says that he could brighten any room. She says they're grieving and cannot understand how this could happen. And making sense of death is really often tough for everyone, but especially for young kids who are going to be learning that he will not be coming back to their classroom. And because of that, grief counselors will be on hand here at the school all day to try and help these kids make some sense of this tragedy.
Yeah, good. All right, Lauren.
Hey, Karen, rude, ridiculous, and reckless. That's how police are describing what happened at that home here on Saturday night. Let's roll the video to show you the surveillance camera footage that police released to us. In it, you will see 2 big flashes of light. Those are explosions from fireworks launched from 2 moving cars directly at the home of a 94-year-old woman. Yvonne Spadora lives here, was sleeping inside on Saturday at 10 p.m. when all of this unfolded.
Witness said he heard the 2 bangs. He ran outside, seen the bush was on fire, and put it out with the hose.
Terrible. They should be shot. That's what I think.
What goes through your mind that these people are out here doing this for no reason?
I have no idea. That's what the police asked me. I don't bother nobody.
The victim was an elderly female. She, after I knocked on her door, it was hard for her to even get to the door. So if the house caught on fire, God forbid that anything happened to her, but it could have.
I wonder what next.
A neighbor who heard those big bangs raced outside to notice a burning bush right next to the home, pulled a garden hose over, put the small fire out. Police went inside to get Yvonne, thankfully saved her life. Police don't believe that this home was intended or targeted specifically, but they don't know that just yet. They're still investigating. What they do know, though, is a dark-colored Dodge Charger was one of those cars. They want to track down those 2 drivers. Karen and Thomas.
Yeah, certainly no joke. Hopefully we'll learn more. Lauren, thank you.
Rude and reckless is how she's describing the people who did this outside of her home that left that bush burning, and she was inside sleeping. Let's roll the video to show you the surveillance video that police released to us. In it, you'll see 2 big flashes of light. Those are explosions from fireworks that police say were meant to be launched into the sky, not at a home. Someone launched them from 2 moving cars directly at this 94-year-old woman's home. Yvonne Spadora lives here and was sleeping inside Saturday at 10:15 when it all happened.
Witness said he heard the 2 bangs. He ran outside, seen the bush was on fire, and put it out with the hose.
Terrible. They should be shot. That's what I think.
What goes through your mind that these people are out here doing this for no reason?
I have no idea. That's what the police asked me. I don't bother nobody.
The victim was an elderly female. She, after I knocked on her door, it was hard for her to even get to the door. So if the house caught on fire, God forbid that anything happened to her, but it could have.
I wonder what next.
A neighbor who heard both of those big bangs raced outside, noticed that bush burning right next to the home, pulled a garden hose over to put out that small fire. When police got here, they ran inside to get Yvonne, who slept right through it all. Police don't believe the home was targeted specifically, but they are still investigating that, so they can't say for sure. What they do know to be true, though, is they believe one of the cars involved is a dark-colored Dodge Charger. And we told you this a little bit earlier, Mike and Alex. Yvonne has lived in this home since 1957. She says nothing like this has ever happened to her before.